And we're live. Hey guys, it's Tori, your Monster Energy Pit reporter, and I am here right now with Davey from Vanna. How are you doing?
How are you?
I'm doing so great. Very excited to have you guys. You're taking over our social media pages today for 90 Days to Warped. Been posting some really cool content. How are you enjoying that so far?
Great. I feel like I am. If you have Twitter or Instagram or Tumblr or Facebook, I have completely ruined your feeds today. Some kids were even being like, "I love the new song. I'm regretting following you on anything, though." I was like, "Oh yeah, that's what happens." So
No, but you're ruining it in the absolute best way. This is a really big day for you guys. Pre-orders for your new album are going. Things are happening. So, congrats on that, first off. Um,
hey,
what was that? I think we missed your audio there.
hey, you still there?
Yes, your audio disappeared for a second there. Okay, you're back.
Hey.
There you are. But anyway, so let's talk a little bit about Warped here. So this is about to be your fourth year on the tour, right?
We're seniors this year.
Yes, you are definitely the veterans now. So what is it about Warped Tour that keeps you coming back? Because 4 years is a long time to stick around the Warped Tour.
Warped Tour is the dream. Kevin and everybody over at Warped Tour since day one with us has always been so great. Giving us things I don't even feel like our band deserves, and it's been amazing to have an invite back pretty much every other year since 2010. And every single time we do Warped Tour, it perpetuates our band and our message and our focus and our vision even more. I think that if Warped Tour wasn't around, I know that our career would be drastically different, as well as so many other bands' careers, I think would, be less affected, if Warped Tour wasn't around. So, we're very thankful that we get to be a part of something so cool. It's a dream come true because I am a kid that since I've been going to Warped Tour since I was able to go, since my mom was driving me to Warped Tour. Which was cool to have my mom drive me to Warped Tour all these years, and then have my mom drive with me to Boston Warped to like watch me play and stuff. So it's just been an unreal dream, and everybody over at Warped Tour is always taking care of Vanna, and we've worked out a really great friendship, and I look forward to doing another every other year until we can't anymore.
Yeah, that is so incredible, and it definitely is such a full circle moment. And I could hear the love in your voice when you talk about Warped Tour. So it's really awesome to have you back. And so when you look back on those past memories of going to Warped as a kid, what are your favorite times that come to mind?
My favorite times of Warped always was, and it's still like this today, even being an artist on Warped, is those random times where you're walking across the field or the parking lot or what have you, and you just kind of brush shoulders with your favorite. Sorry, my manager called me right when that happened. Sorry.
I was like, we lost him. We lost him.
Yeah, but when you brush shoulders with your favorite artist or favorite band, and you're like, "Oh my God, I love you. Can we take a picture?" And I remember, I 2000 and I don't even know, one maybe, might have been 2000. I ran into Claudio from Coding Cambria, and I took a picture with him. And as I was like spinning around and leaving and being like, "Oh my God, I thought Jesse Lacey from Brand New," and I like freaked out even more. I couldn't even ask him to get a picture. I freaked out. I just froze, and he was like, "Sorry." So it's like, I think those are my favorite moments. So every time I walk through, I guess it's sort of the thing that like now that's what we are to kids, which is first of all unreal and a blessing, but second of all, it's like as soon as a kid bumps into me and they want a picture, it brings me back to be like, yo, this is me right here. So that's why I will stop and talk to everybody, and sometimes I've missed catering because of it, because I've so many kids and stuff, but that's what it's all about. It's all about kids. It's all about this experience and this connection we have. So yeah, that's always my favorite part, is just bumping into the people that it lets those like people that you idolize become real to you. You know what I mean? So that was always my favorite part growing up.
Yeah, and it's seeming like this year the lineup, we got some vets on there this year, Sum 41, Newfound Glory, et cetera, et cetera. So are there any bands this year that you think you might be a little excited to meet or hang out with?
Some 41 for sure. that they were on it, I was like, oh my God. I'm very excited about that because they were like, they were like a big pioneers of bringing like weirdness to the mainstream. You know what I mean? They weren't necessarily like a pop punk, pop rock like pioneers because it was already being done, but they were like super weird and super funny and didn't ever take themselves seriously. So it's gonna be pretty awesome to see them. I haven't seen them since I was like 14 or something like that. So I'm excited to see those guys for sure. There's a lot of bands on the tour that I'm excited to see just because they're my friends. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I really enjoy like every time I die. Like we've toured with them like 3 times now, and I watching them never gets old. I love every minute of hanging out with those guys and watching them play. And then like we have a lot of friends bands like State Champs for instance is playing main stage, and that band over the last as we've known them forever, and I'm so proud of the work that they've put in and how like the magnitude of what they're doing now. So even when I see like videos of them on Instagram, I like start tearing. I'm like, those are my boys right there. So it'd be cool to see those guys tearing it up. I'm just really excited. There's a lot of like younger bands on the tour too, like Capsize, which is some of like my homies that they're gonna blow Warped Tour out of the water this year.
Yes.
Island Planet, who are incredible, that are definitely gonna do some damage this year. And then it's cool, like because the stages are like a little different this year. We get to play on stage with like Motionless and White, which is awesome because I love those dudes and they draw a huge crowd. It's just going to be a very, very, I think it's going to be a very cool year this year now that Warped Tour has kind of regulated the stages to like every stage is sort of a main stage and everyone gets the attention this year. And I think that's really important because there's a lot of times where such amazing bands on the tour, but because there was so many bands before, some of the bands got overshadowed. So I'm excited to see who like kills it this year and who does what. Amarosa is on the tour.
Yes.
Uh, I admittedly have a man crush on Brad. We have a very I was just talking with him before this little thing, and I'm very excited to hang out with Brad and just chill with all my friends. So it's going to be good.
Yes, so many reunions to be had this summer. It's going to be absolutely incredible. And a lot of great bands you mentioned there. So everybody watching should definitely check them out, along with Vanna. And you mentioned in the beginning of our chat that Warped sort of molded you as a band in some ways, that you wouldn't be the same band without Warped Tour. So in what ways do you think it has influenced you personally as a musician, as a band?
I got to Warped Tour is really cool. 2010 we did it in a van, so there was nowhere for us to go, no bus, no nothing for us to hang out in. So we did it in a van, so it allowed us a lot of time for us to be at the merch table, which is sort of where we developed our love for never ever wanting to be backstage and always wanting to be out with the kids and talking to them. And I was in a kind of a transitional period in my life in 2010, 2012, that like when we did those years, and sitting and talking with kids and hearing their story and hearing, how music has helped save their life and whatnot inspired me to step forward and start talking about my struggles I had with depression in my early 20s and suicide and all of that kind of stuff. It was the kids and their connection to the music that made me want to step forward and finally not even admit this to the world, but like bear witness to my story because all these kids were sharing so much with us at the merch table. I was just so inspired by it that I just wanted to share myself. So that's a huge aspect that Warped has changed for me is it's broken down the walls between band and fan, and
Mhm.
it's just all there sweating, getting dirty, and hanging out together. 2014 when we played, I did our final song in the crowd with the kids every single day. Rain, shine, whatever. I got so dirty. I think I had dirt in my toenails for like the entire tour. But really, really made me see these kids and see their faces while we were singing together and crying and whatever it may be. That is really like taken this band and whatever path we were on and steered it to a different path. And I'm forever grateful for that. I'm forever grateful to Kevin for taking a chance on our band because there's a lot of people out there with any band that hate on you, that doubt you, that don't give you the time of day. But Kev and everybody at Warped Tour, all the stage managers, everyone has just showed us so much love over the years that we've developed such lasting friendships that like it's cool to be able to be in the crowd singing with the kids and turn around and see the production manager, your stage manager, whatever, Kate, Lisa, just watching you smiling like they're proud of you, like they're your children, and so it's cool to be with the kids, but it's also cool to make the people of Warped Tour and the staff and the people that put this stuff on as a business, like as a part of your family, and really be proud of you. So it's something that without Warped Tour, this band would not be where we are, and we wouldn't be who we are without it.
Yes, absolutely. And it's really such a beautiful community at Warped Tour. So much love and so many great people. So it's easy to see how that could have such a positive impact on you guys. And speaking of connecting with your fans, as you mentioned before, you're kind of doing that on a whole new level this summer with your TEI workshop, Finding Your Voice. So for anybody who's interested in checking it out, possibly, could you tell us a little more about what's in store for that?
So when I'm not touring in Vanna, I tour around to high schools, middle schools, colleges, and I speak. I guess you can call it motivational speaking, but I kind of just tell my story and from birth to now and how I got here and meet with kids. So this is sort of my way of bringing my two worlds together. In my seminars for Finding Your Voice, I'm going to share with kids how we'll talk about touring, we'll talk about the ins and outs of being in a band and how to start a band and how to keep a band going. But more importantly, Finding Your Voice is going to be about taking all the things in your life that have always been negatives and things that have brought you down and problems that you had in your life and flipping the script on them and finding a way to and push it into the direction of the thing you want to do. And it's not a workshop for vocalists at all. I won't be giving voice lessons. What it is it's your voice is anything. It can be your actual voice. It could be a guitar. It could be art. It could be drums, it could be drama, it could be anything. That's your voice. It's what you want to convey in your life. And it's, for me, about my dogs are barking right now. Look, you're ruining this. She's so cute though.
How could a face like that ruin it? Anyway.
Taking all the things that have been dragging you down and pushing it towards a positive way, to push towards your art, to your drama, to your music, to whatever it is that you love the most, and harnessing that and finding a way to make those strengths instead of weaknesses. So, and the cool thing about these is you're not going to sit there with a notepad and I'm going to give and stuff. It's a discussion. So I fully want to get to know every single person that comes to these things, whether it be one kid or 100 kids. I want to sit down. I don't care about going over time limits. I don't care about any of that stuff. All that's important to me is that we get to know each other a little bit, because I look at these experiences and speaking at schools and meeting kids at shows, I take them as a learning experience for myself. And the more kids I meet, the more I learn. And I don't know about you, but I want to know everything in the world. So I want to try to meet as many people as I can. So that's what these are going to be. Finding Your Voice is going to be a discussion between, how to harness the things that always have brought you down and make it positive so that you can work towards your goals. It could be a band, it could be anything, but I'll give away all my secrets and everything that worked for me and everything that worked for me to push myself into the music industry, and hopefully people can apply that to any aspect of their lives.
Yeah, that is such an incredible idea. I love that, and definitely something everybody can relate to. So make sure you check that out, TEI, if you haven't already. And also, big day, as we mentioned, that the new album was announced, All Hell, July 8th. And I was reading that this is sort of an album just about everything you've been through, yeah?
So our last record was called Void, and it was all about me still dwelling in those problems and me still kind of sifting through everything in my mind and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to a lot of that stuff, because a lot of times we feel trapped in our problems. So I decided to sing about it. And this record is about all the hell we've gone through, everything that you've gone through in your life, to make you who you are now. Except that these aren't woe is me's. These are I messed up. I was a messed up kid, but I own it. I'm owning it, and it's building towards who I am now. If Void was the valley of your problems, All Hell is the mountaintop of your resolve. It's everything that you are, everything that you aren't, but ultimately it's a definition of who I am and what I'm doing now. I went through hell to get here, and I might go through hell again at some point to get another place. So it's a constant journey, but it's about being proud of who you are all your faults, all your mistakes, all your joys, all your pains, everything that makes you who you are. It's about being proud of that. It's about the hell that you trudged through just to get here. So it's a celebration. Even kind of sometimes at times will sound like an angry record. It's not. It's meant to be a very positive thing. And yeah, today we dropped the pre-orders, we dropped the video, the single, everything. So today was the first time I felt like I've been able to breathe in months because I've just been holding this in for so long. So the response has been overwhelming. My phone has died like 4 times today. And we keep on looking for those things here and there to kind of laugh at, and I haven't seen any yet, which is so awesome. So a big thanks to everyone who has sent me a message or tweeted, Instagrammed, whatever they've done today. And we're going to continue to push. We're going to continue to release singles. There's going to be more and more stuff coming. So don't shut those eyes. There's more coming for you.
Yes, so great to hear that the reception has been so great so early on. Just announced it today and already going so good. And let's talk about that music video for Pretty Grim, which was released today. Really intense and super cool music video. Can you tell me a little more about the inspiration behind the concept for that?
So in talking with like people, changing and going through things, I had a big change in my life over the last couple years. And sometimes when you change and you grow, sometimes, and that's okay. Not everybody was meant to stay. And I was called at one point, not that long ago, the Grim Reaper of friendships, which is kind of, it's funny because it was meant to be an insult, but all it did was inspire me to be like, you know what, you were right. I put death to friendships that shouldn't be living anymore. So the whole video is a play on, Death, the Grim Reaper. So in the video, you see a young Death. Instead of Death being played like an old person, this is like Death, like he's fresh, but he hates his job. He hates being Death. Who wants to kill things? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I flew out to Denver to work with this team called Blurred Pictures, which is some of my best friends in the whole world. And we put together a cool little video. The cool part about the video, and people have been mentioning it online, is that they're like, wow, the production value is insane. The camera that we shot it on with that lens is what they used to film Star Wars. It's filmed in 6K, and like the human eye doesn't even see in 6K. It's just like so crisp and amazing and clear. So we wanted something very visually stunning to kind of make like a little bit of like a little mini movie. You know what I mean? So yeah, we were really excited about it. I saw the final cut last night. And we were like, yes, that's it. And then it went up today. And the response from it has been incredible. It's like a lot of bands do performance videos. We've done performance videos, but we wanted to do something that was like a little bit different this time. I'm in the video performing a little bit. But the main focus is on the storyline and everything like that. So, and I think that the more times you watch it, the more little things you'll catch in the video and like in the background and little things that we did to kind of spice up the whole video. So like one of those things, if you look for it, if you haven't seen it, when Death is drinking his latte, he puts it down, there's a skull in his latte, which is like a cool little detail that I thought was like, I didn't even notice till they're filming, and I was like, oh my God, we're still filming. And I was like, sorry. So had a lot of fun on that thing. There's a lot of cool, like a lot of my friends are in that video. I think it's the best video done. And I'm really proud of it. So, hopefully we'll continue to bust out. We got a couple more videos, a couple more things coming down the pipeline. So I'm glad that this one kind of set the bar for everything, because now we're like, okay, what's next,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it really was such a visually stunning video and such a clever concept. I think I might need to borrow that camera for some of my pit vlogs this summer, though, so I might hit you up for that.
We were driving around. They were shooting commercial that week, that crew, and they were driving around in like a couple Beamers that we were driving around in, and those Beamers cost $40,000, and they had these cameras hanging out of the windows, and those cameras are $8,000 cameras, and they're like, do you want to hold it? And I was like, never. I don't even want to touch that camera, no thank you. So that, and really excited. They like sold me when they were like, yeah, this is the camera and lens they use for Star Wars, and I was like, well, if Star Wars did it, I guess Vanna can do it. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, that can't be bad, right? And so you're mentioning upcoming stuff. So is there anything else you could share with fans that's coming up soon, aside from Warped and new album that you want to share?
We'll have some new songs and more videos coming soon.
Yes.
Also have some really cool tour announcements after Warped Tour that I can't say now, but they're very, very cool. And this is the first time I can publicly say it. Everybody in Europe and everybody in the UK, chill out. We are coming this. Okay, we will be there. It's not that we don't want to, and this is kind of a thing for everyone. It's not that we don't want to come to your cities anywhere in the world. It's not we don't want to come there. Of course we want to come there. It's just a matter of working it out. So this year we will be all over the US after Warped Tour, and we will be all over Europe and the UK, and possibly in the works for China, Japan, Australia, Hawaii. So we got things going on. It's going to be a very, very busy year for Vanna, and I'm perfectly okay with that.
Yes, I'm sure your international fans are absolutely rejoicing right now. That is such great news. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. Is there anything else you want to say to Warp fans before we head out?
Biggest thing I guess I want to say was since I have the platform at the time is go pre-order our record, because I don't know if anyone knows how touring in the industry works, but first week sales, and not that I care about money because we won't see any of it, not that I care about any of that stuff, but if you want us to tour and come to your city, you got to buy our records, because that's the only way we're going to get any tours and get anything done. So you got to go buy the record. It's like $8.99 on iTunes. That's like 2 Starbucks lattes. You just cut those out twice a week, and then you got our record and you're done. And we're going to be playing a bunch of songs from the new record on Warped Tour. So if you pre-order the record, when those songs get launched, you get them automatically. They go right to your phone. So be on the lookout for more stuff. Learn those songs, brush up on your void, and make sure you guys come to Warped Tour and hang out. I promise you we have a lot of very cool things in store this summer.
Yes, you just got me so hyped for the summer, so hyped for the new album. This is going to be so great. So thank you so much for chatting with me today. Has been awesome. Yeah. And I'll see you out on Warped. Everybody watching, make sure you catch Van's Warped Tour this summer, vanswarpedtour.com for lineup, tour dates, and tickets, and we'll see you in the pit.